Okay, the recording is on. Um, Let me go back. I closed many of the trades that we had open because the cumulative drawdown at one point was $500, and that's my daily limit. Now, a couple of those trades were triggered a couple of days ago, so they don't fall into the single day limit. But because I also have some of this tied to my live account, once it hit $500, that's my cutoff point, and I closed all of them. Some of them were in profit, some of them were in drawdown, uh, and actually went into profit. But the at the point that I came back yesterday and looked at the chart, we were at that $500 limit, and I just instantly, that's my rule, shut it off. And now what we'll do Monday, starting Monday, we'll come back and go back to our 5 and 15 minute charts, and we'll look to make that 50 pips back. That $500, basically 50 pips on a standard lot.
Yeah, Lou,
Okay.
what system are we going to be trading next week?
Well, we're going to stay with the 1889 because that's one that we were accustomed to and we were having some luck with. And I
Yep.
also want to incorporate the fractal breakout, the one we went over a couple of days ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep.
All right. So what I'll have is one person monitoring the fractal breakout, and then we can collectively monitor the 1889.
Yeah.
All right. So between the two, we should be able to
Yeah.
do pretty well.
Yeah.
But that's the game plan for Monday, is to get that back and then continue to do the daily charts. But on the daily charts, what I want to do, rather than leaving these trades open as we did here,
Yeah.
um, that's not the pair I was looking at. Rather than leaving the trades open, um, we're going to follow them down each day, because we missed a couple of days and we didn't come back and follow these down the right way. So when we left this trade open, assuming we went long right here, if we left this trade open, the dynamic that happens in price action is that by the time you pull away from this and come back, this is actually a double top.
Yeah.
Okay. And as you can see, that same
Yes.
trade would have been
Uh-huh.
triggered here.
Yeah.
And we certainly could have lost a 50 pip stop on that without
Yeah.
question.
Mm.
All right. So that's part of what happened in a couple of those trades, is the dynamic is different. That's why if price gets near your entry and pulls away, sometimes the thinking is, hey, it's back to my starting point. Yes, it's back to your starting point, but the dynamic in price action is different. So that was one of the things that happened, and we went 2 or 3 days without double checking our entries, and we didn't pull our pending orders down as we should have, and it's not that big a deal. I wanted to place as many as I could within my risk parameter, just to see how it works, because what happens with a daily chart, you're more accustomed to placing a few trades, and within 10, 15 minutes what the outcome is. Where on daily charts, you could have a 40, 50 pip drawdown, which initially would be a bit unnerving,
Mm.
but because it's a daily chart, you just have to get used to the fact that that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That wick on that daily candle by itself could be 50 pips in some
Yeah.
situations. So it's something that you have to kind of get your psychology adjusted to. All right. So what we're going to do next week is come back to our dailies, but then every morning when we start at 8:30, the first thing we're going to do is go down and look at our pending orders and see if we can move them down. Ideally, I want the grade A pending orders, which would be like a candle like that, a modest sized candle, or a candle like this guy here, modest size, or
Yeah.
this one. These modest size candles usually give you very, very good results. So
Yeah.
that's what we'll be looking for next week. We'll just do that the first 10 minutes of the day, run down these pending orders, see if we need to make a few adjustments. And I'm only going to pick the ones that have a decent looking price action, like a pullback, okay, or a break or a pause like this. This is a pause. You see, we got the shelf here. One, two, three, four, five candles at this price
Yeah.
have all touched it or opened or closed at that price.
Ooh,
So we're going to look for areas like that. We're going to look for grade A daily trades, basically. I initially took everything that we could place a trade on, I placed a trade on, which isn't the right thing to do, but I wanted you to see the process
Yeah.
and see my fault as a human in not being able to correctly enter the prices
Mm.
without two or three attempts. Um, because that's part of the one of the things that I struggle with sometimes. If I have to work really quick, I cross these numbers up all the time, and I may not get them in uh, correctly.
Yeah.
But that's human. I'd rather show all of it than only the stuff that works,
Yeah.
and show the stuff that you might stumble over. So that'll be the game plan for next week. So what we're going to do our 1889 next week, and we had a couple of nice trades right in here today. We're going to do our 1889, and also we're going to incorporate the fractal breakout. Just let me look for it. There it is. We're going to incorporate the fractal breakout. Now this is euro pound. Let's just see how this would have what this would have done for us today. Um, okay, let's get this out of the way so we get more chart. Okay, now let's this is euro pound, but we'll take a look at it. Doesn't
It's usually like watching paint dry, that pair.
yeah, it pays $15 a pip though, so
Yeah. Yeah.
it's paint worth watching dry if
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
inclined to do so.
Mm.
All right, so you see we're long on both of these, and I'm ignoring the news implication for the moment. So now what we'd be looking for would be a trade above this high right here,
Yeah.
okay, or above this
Shelf.
open right here.
Yeah.
All right, now because of this big pullback we're getting right now, um, we're going to dance underneath this moving average at the moment, but that's what we would be looking for. So
Mm.
let's go take a look at pound dollar and just see how this played out this morning. The other thing too, I found that account with $900 in it,
Yeah.
and I'm anxious to do something with it. So, um, okay, so here with the pound, now again with the news, the news may have peaked out, and maybe we're into that 50% drawback now, but
Yeah.
we'd be looking for a uh, buy stop above this high, or an aggressive one, well, or now a buy stop above this high. You saw the new one just kicked in,
Yeah.
or a buy stop above the open of that black candle there.
Yeah.
Okay, but we are above our moving average in both situations. All right, so we know we're long, and 5, 15, and 1. So that's what we'd be looking for. If we roll back a little bit here, you could see this would have been our entry here on the news break, because this fractal was placed prior to the news.
Yeah.
You got me?
Yeah.
And this was our 8:30 candle here, so technically this candle was below the moving average.
Yeah.
But as it took off, I mean, I could certainly see an entry there.
Yeah.
Same thing here on the 15. All right, let's take a look at, and we're going sideways, making piano keys and a little bit of a wedge on the one. Just stuff to, keep your eyes sharp to, look out for it. And we've got the price trap here on the one also. So we got a bunch of stuff going on here. But again, this would be our entry to stay in line with these. You're less likely to get faked into anything. So what we'll do is we'll have one person monitor this, and maybe we'll pick two pairs to monitor this on. All right, and we'll end up with 6 charts: £3 on top and €3 on the bottom, or something like that. Oh, pound! I got to do all of these pound CAD. Pound CAD. Everybody has this setup, right? Do I need to make a template to pop in a room?
I wouldn't think so, but you have to ask everybody else.
What the hell? My name now is Lewis N.A.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Boy, every day, something new every day. Well, anyway, going back to this, we're above our moving average on our two higher time frames,
Yeah,
and this would be our entry here or here, unless we get a fractal down here.
yeah,
You follow me? Well, we won't right now until we get another pullback, but so we really can't get pulled into any bad situation here. All right,
yeah.
and yeah, that's about it. We got this nice spike. What is this? About 30 pips. Yep, sure is. Um, all right, so we'll concentrate on these two methods where our goal is to get back the 50 pips, well, 50 pips plus, and then we'll continue with the dailies. But we're going to pick grade A trades on the dailies and not, just grab whatever is there. Um, let's take a look at the Aussie dollar. Okay, Aussie dollar might have some promise here, but again, this is news. I wouldn't jump so hard on this because the news does that big spike and then it should come back to about the 50% level down in here. I guess about 72.80ish
Yeah.
in this range is where I would expect this pullback to fall to. Yeah, same thing here. 72.80 right in here.
Yeah.
And maybe this lone soldier here, this one or this one, would be
Well,
the likely spot.
I've gone short again on it on the basis that R1 held.
Oh, okay. I don't have it up here, but did you go short at R1 or after the
No,
candle
I
closed?
got it. I got below that, but I'm like you. I think it's going to drop back. These big news spikes, you generally get some retracing, and whether it will be 50% or not, I don't know. But generally
Right.
speaking, you get some. So
And you're right, you usually do because it's a knee-jerk reaction.
yeah,
And then the rest of the market settles in and
yeah,
the excitement disappears by about 9 o'clock or so, and then you're um,
yeah,
back at work per se.
yeah. And it'll be something. It'll be something unusual for the last heaven knows how long now for Aussie dollar to be going up on anything other than news. So,
Mm,
but that trend's got to come to an end at some point, hasn't it?
yes, it does.
Although when you look on the longer term time frame charts, there's an awful lot of space down below.
Yeah, let's take a look out there on Aussie dollar. Go out to the daily and squeeze this in a little bit. Wow, this is all time. Looks like.
Yeah, I mean, you
Oh, here
get
we
on a
go.
weekly and a monthly, and you see there's a lot of space down below to go to. Yeah, that's frightening.
Yeah, absolutely. And this guy right here would be a logical target
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Aussie dollar.
You could see it going down 500-600 pips from here. I mean, it's crazy, but it can happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hey Lou, I was looking at the
that's
pound
500
Aussie
pips.
weekly
Yeah.
yesterday.
Uh, that's Phil.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
go
was
ahead,
looking at
Phil.
the pound Aussie weekly chart yesterday,
Okay.
and I noticed that it was like 13 candles long or something like that.
Oh, really? I got to tell you about this thing yesterday. I'm not sure how much time I'm going to dedicate to them. Pound Aussie, pound Aussie. Oh, it's at the bottom usually, yeah. And weekly. Okay, and you were looking at what again? Oh, yeah, I see it.
It was like 13 candles longer. I
Yeah,
believe like every single one of those is long candle. Yeah.
that's exactly 13.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I would let's drop an RSI2 up here and see. Insert indicators. Uh, it's already set. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, just got to wait for it to break the 90 line.
That's it. Wait for it to come down and break here, and you should have a decent run. And this would be a great spot for it to end right in here,
Yeah.
right at
Can,
that
can you,
lone soldier there.
yeah. Can you scrunch that chart up again, Lou, please?
Yep. More.
Yeah, more. Yeah.
It had a cup and handle here.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Yeah,
Right.
that's what I was looking for. Yeah,
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 here was your handle.
yeah,
Okay, so it was a cup and handle. Not pretty, but
yeah. But no, it's there. Yeah.
yeah, pretty enough. That's pretty good. Good eyes there, Phil. Yeah, so now the deal is to wait for it to break here. It doesn't mean it's going to happen on the 13th candle because remember the 13 candles or the 8 candles are the heads up that it's overextended.
So I'll say like maybe next week though or something.
Yeah, it could be. It's definitely worth keeping an eye on,
Yeah.
um, without a shadow of a doubt. That's pretty good. We had the New Zealand dollar was on our radar also weekly, but we got busy looking out. There it is, right there. Okay, so we had let's just measure this from here to here. That was 9/11. That was, this is our 13th candle here. And you see we broke the RSI there. So an entry above this candle, and we missed it. Should have been, it's 150 pips. Okay, with this area on the New Zealand being our potential turnaround point, or it's something in there for sure. Well, let's just throw a fib in here. I'm thinking of 38 or so. Might not be a bad. Well, that is 38 right there. That's 38, and this is right between the 618 and the 50, which is also decent. So this turned, and again, when we came and saw this was flat here as we thought, as we saw. So this isn't bad. Um, and we will pay more attention to the longer term charts anyway, just because they're easy to look at and set up, and then it's just a matter of patience. But I do want to go back to the 1 and 5, and we'll concentrate on the fractal breakout and I got different charts here. We'll concentrate on the fractal breakout and the 1889. And also with the 1889, I just want to mention, let me just bring the template in here. Um, okay, it's on a 15. And let me go to a 5. Also with the 1889, like this morning, um, I'll use this chart, doesn't matter. With the 1889, I want to make sure that we stay with the best possible trade because when we were stuck with just the pound dollar, we took some trades that weren't necessarily A trades, but it was all we had, between 8:30 and 10.
Yeah.
So now when we scan the charts, I want to look for really what would be like a grade A trade, which would be prices pulling back and touching that 18,
Yeah.
and then looking down on a 1 minute for the entry.
Yeah.
Those are primo because you're getting it at the best price and the smallest stop.
Yeah.
So we're going to pick the 4 pairs, and we're going to pick the pairs based on the spreadsheet, and we're going to look for the 4 most volatile pairs,
Yeah.
and uh, go with and stick with that plan.
And your screen's big enough to have 4 charts open, isn't it? That's for sure. So
Oh yeah.
have it tiled, so you can watch 4 pairs easily if you're doing 1889s, can't you?
Yeah, exactly. Because if you're on a 5 minute chart, they all close at the same time, so it's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could even do it on a 1 minute.
Yeah.
What I'm really excited about is I'm getting a piece of software from a friend that will allow me to trade a 30-second and a 15-second MT4.
Wow, chicks.
Yeah, but a 30-second candles and
Yeah.
15-second candles. So I'm kind of
Wow.
excited about that.
Oh, I don't think I could cope with that.
Again, that situation, you see, like we've had to pull back now. This is more now
Yeah.
like a double top. It's also
Yeah.
a bull flag,
Yeah.
but this could behave like a double top and just pull right
Yeah.
back again.
Yeah.
So any questions on how we're going to lay things out next week? We're going to go back to the 5 and 15-minute charts. We're going to concentrate on the 1889 and the fractal breakout. And our goal will be 50 pips plus for the week. Okay, some trades half a lot, some trades a full lot. Depends on the quality of the trade, obviously. Keep our stop losses between 10 and 15 pips, and we'll go for what the chart will allow us. And I still don't understand what the Lewis NA is.
I thought
Um,
it was your brother.
yeah, I know. I have to be out of here in a few minutes, but yesterday taught me something. I My phone went off, and it had the message to go down to 48 Wall Street, and I was like, "Oh my God, I forgot all about it." And I started rushing to get dressed and all this because I was, quote, going to be late for work, and it brought up so much stuff um, uh, in me, because part of why I trade is so I don't have to go through that feeling again,
Yeah.
that I have to rush and get out the door, and then when I get where I'm going, someone's going to tell me what to do all day, and I
Yeah.
would rush to go to be part of this privilege, which is weird, but that's what I did for years, and I did it gladly for years
Mm.
because I had a family to take care of. I had, wife and children and all that. So that really shook me, like I was back in the rat race again. And it just made me want to come back to the charts even more. But I did make a commitment to go to their office twice a week.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to knock that down to once a week, and then eventually just try to do all of it, what they want me to do, out of here. And this particular firm is not well organized. It's run by a couple of millennials, and I'm not anti-young people, but I can see the inexperience in dealing with people,
Hmm.
because they live in the world of texts and the emails, that they actually don't know how to talk to another human being, which is a bit frightening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and they're a little bit scattered and disorganized, and I don't know if I really want to build their company for them, only to eventually say, well, we're moving in a new direction, which is the other thing that happens too.
Yeah.
So those are two things that really just locked in my mind: the fact that I had to rush to get out the door, and I didn't study this hard to have to be back in that situation again. So that whole
Especially,
emotional thing was very interesting.
especially when trading is something you can just get out of bed and sit there in your pajamas and do it, can't you?
Right. We have good, bad, yeah, good, bad, or otherwise. I can,
Yeah. Yeah.
sink or swim right from here,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's all good. I do tend to trade much at a much higher rate of consistency when I'm just sitting by myself. Um, and what I may do is record one or two sessions,
Yeah. That'd be fantastic. Yeah.
and not just the way I normally do it. You may hear me mumbling to myself and all that, but just
Yeah.
looking through
That's
the
fine.
charts, and then we could replay it probably, and pause it and go back over some key points or whatever.
No, that'd be really good.
Yeah, because it is tough to trade and do this, and at the same time, especially when you're looking at, we
Yeah.
got like 6 or 7 daily trades open, and we're still trying to cover a lesson, and
Yeah.
and we went 3 or 4 days and didn't even bother to follow up on the moving our pending orders up or down,
Yeah.
appropriately.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and I paid for it too in my live account, because I lost in my live account also, but proportionately it's not uh, devastating, but it's
Yeah.
still a drawdown.
Yeah.
So it's got to be addressed.
Yeah.
So uh, now I've got family stuff today, which is always a pleasure. You see, I just want to point out, you see, we didn't get a break above this high here on the 1 minute. The nice thing with this, oh, this is an Aussie dollar. Oh, but if I made them all the same chart, oh, I don't have this template, do I? Nope. Let me make a template. File, save. I spelled that wrong, didn't I?
We understand what it means. Still wrong.
Okay. It's still wrong.
Yeah.
Uh, oh, beak out. Okay, that's all right.
We get what it is anyway.
Yeah, that's just not one of my strengths. Okay, let's go here to the beak out. Um, oh, this should have been a
You
Aussie
want to
dollar.
change it to AU? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let me see. This should be a
15.
5 minute, and this should be a 15. And let's just see where we are now. All right. Yeah, we're still looking for long, but we've got nothing basically. This would be our only long trade.
Yeah.
So the beauty of
Is
this
that
is
the
that
18 on the chart?
no, I think it's yes, it is an 18.
Okay.
I usually, well, I think the original used the 21, but I just like my 18. And there's a new Larry Williams book or something out I'm trying to get my hands on. His daughter, as you know, was a star in a TV show, and one of those oh God, we got a big family kind of shows. I can't think of the name of it at the moment, but 10 years after he won the contest, she won it too.
She won it as well, didn't she? Yeah.
Yeah, she won the same contest, and the basis was the 18 moving average. So,
Yeah.
um, and
Did you watch his thing last night, Lou? I sent you the link.
oh, so, yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch it, and I was hoping that
I wasn't in, so I couldn't watch it, but I would have done.
yeah, I was going to try to record it or have a friend of mine record it, but I had to be too many places at one time yesterday.
I don't think you really get, he doesn't really do that much, does he? You don't get many opportunities to hear him,
No, yeah, you're right. You're right. Um, Waiting for name. I'm not sure who that is. Ron, next week you got to have a headset. All right. I don't want to boot you from the room, but I'll do it. Waiting for name is probably Nancy.
Yeah.
What time is it? 9:15.
Daryl here?
No, I don't see him.
Oh, right. Okay.
Nah, there's life after charts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody's got and I will say overall I do a pretty good job of trying to manage all of this and a life too. So, um, and the classroom environment is better also for some reason. I'm not sure why. When I'm live in front of people,
Mm.
um,
No, I like that idea of you, recording a session of you trading and sort of, mumbling away.
yeah, because I thought about doing that because there are a couple of times like I'll come back later in the afternoon and I'll trade my own account and I do pretty well. But I realize that there's, I'm not distracted. I'm not looking at 6 or 7 different charts. I'm not looking at the chats.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting here just with some music playing or with a trading DVD or something or audio.
Mm.
And I'm just in my regular groove. I get my mental environment set up. And then I start looking for trades.
Yeah.
And, squeezing melons, as I say.
Mm.
So, yeah, perhaps I'll do that. And might be better to do it like it maybe trade London and come back and talk about it during our session.
Yeah.
All right. So I have to prepare myself for the next part of the day. This is an abbreviated session, but again, I closed all of those daily accounts because the cumulative drawdown hit my $500 mark. Not that any of the trades individually went $500 against me, but the cumulative effect at that point reached my cutoff number. And some of them I could have left open and would have been profitable, but that's a risk I don't take anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And there goes our entry here on the Aussie. See that? It broke that 1 minute high.
Yep.
The fractal.
Yep.
May not be many pips right now, but you get the idea that it saves you from getting faked into something.
Pips is pips.
All right, yeah. I will see you guys Monday morning. Okay, and we'll be prepared to look at 4 pairs with this method and 4 pairs with the 1889. Any
Right.
thoughts, questions, or suggestions? Definitely drop them in the Skype chat, and we'll sort it out over the weekend.
Yeah. So you're doing one Monday, Lou?
Yeah, I would like to if I could.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Just that you don't normally do one on a Monday. That's also.
Well, every now and then, the way the schedule works out, I get the Monday open, and the way it looks right now, I should have Monday open. But if not, I'll post it in the room.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
That's great.
Have a good
Yeah.
weekend, Lou.
All right. You do the same, guys. Be well.
Thanks a lot, Lou.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Lou.
No problem. Bye-bye.
Cheers.